This video is for Unit M7, Paper 2, June 2019. For question 1, it says, in a choir there are 36 female and 24 male singers. Write down the ratio of female to male singers in its simplest form. So the first thing is we put it down as a ratio, 36 to 24, and then we can divide both sides with 12. So 36 divided by 12 is 3, 24 divided by 12 is 2. So it's been cancelled down to 3 ... 2. So enlarge the shape by a scale factor of 3. So that just means that every side that we have is multiplied by 3. So you can see the bottom line there has got 3 boxes. So this one here should have 9 boxes. You can see that the vertical line here, which has got 2 boxes, so 3 times 2 is 6 boxes there. And we do that all around the shape. So for question 3, it's a probability question. And it says spinners A and B are each spun once. Complete the table to show all the possible outcomes. So spinner A is on the left and spinner B is on the top part of this table. So the first number is your spinner A, second number is your spinner B. So it's just like saying 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. And that's what we've got here. And 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, which we have here. So we continue to do that to fill out this table. Then it says, what is the probability of getting the same number on each spinner? So we have 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, which is 3 of those out of 12 possible outcomes. And that's what I've written as here, 3 out of 12. You could also cancel that down to 1 over 4 if you wanted to, but I've just left it as 3 over 12 for this one. What is the probability of getting a bigger number on A than B? So if we look at the first number should be the biggest number, so that's 2 and 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 2, and 4, 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's 6 numbers out of a possible of 12 possible outcomes. So it's 6 over 12. And that can also be cancelled down to a half if you feel you want to do that. So question 4, it says there are 32 pupils in the class and all were present on Monday. On Monday, the teacher asked each pupil their favourite colour. She recorded the results for green, blue and yellow accurately in a table. So you can see the table there about all the different variations of green, girls saying 3, 5 and 4 and all that. So for question A, it says give a reason why the total number of boys and girls in the table is not 32. It is not 32 because 7 pupils picked different colours. So 7 pupils picked a colour that was different from green, blue and yellow. There are 18 girls in the class. What is the probability that girls said the colour blue? So if we look at girls and blue here, it said 5. So because there's 18 in the class of girls, then it's 5 out of 18. For question C, it says, what is the probability that a pupil did not say green? So we look at it here as blue is 12, yellow is 6, so that's 18 altogether. Plus there was 7 pupils who picked different colours. So that was a total of 25 that did not say green. And that's what we've got here, 25 out of a possible of 32 pupils. So for question 5, it says, the graph shows Ryan's journey from Maiden to Sheldon and back to Maiden. So he starts at Maiden, goes to Sheldon, and then comes back to Maiden. So for the first question, it says, how far is Ryan from Maiden at 9:30? So we look to see where 9:30 is on the time axis there, or the x-axis of this one. And what you'll find is that each square here would be 15 minutes. So 9:30 would be here, and you would draw a line going up and across. So once it hits this line, it's between 50 and 55 kilometers, or halfway between those two. So the answer to that one would be 52.5. So that's halfway between 50 and 55. So the next one, it says calculate the average speed of the whole journey. So if we go back to this graph here, it's speed equals distance over time. So we find out what the distance was for the whole journey. So it takes 75 kilometers to get to Sheldon and 75 back. So that's a total of 150 kilometers for the whole journey. And then the time, because these are 15-minute blocks, you can see that this is 8:15. So then we go to 9:15, which is an hour, 10:15, 2 hours, 11:15, which is 3 hours, and then we've got 30 minutes here, 15 plus 15. So that's 3.5 hours. And how you would write that is 3.5 hours. So we've got speed equals distance and time. We have 150 divided by 3.5 or 3.5 hours. And we work it out to be 42.86, which then can be rounded to 43 kilometers per hour. So that means that that's your final answer, is 43 kilometers per hour. Okay, for question 6, this is a polygons question. So the diagram shows a regular nonagon, which is 9 sides, with an isosceles triangle DCJ attached. The angle DJC is 30 degrees, so it tells you up here. And then calculate the size of the angle EDJ. So it's this one here we're looking at. Right, the first thing to do is to kind of isolate the isosceles triangle. So what we want to do is get all the points around this little point here, all these angles. So first of all, I'm going to get the angle, it says 75. So this is how we got the 75 angle for this triangle. So it's 180 take away 30. It's 180 because it's in a triangle, all the angles add up to 180. So that would be 150 degrees we're left with. So that basically means those two angles at the bottom of an isosceles triangle would add up to 150. Because they're both exactly the same angles, then we have to split it equally. So we've done 150 divided by 2, which means that those two angles here would be 75 degrees each. But we're basically just wanting this one here. Okay, so we've got that angle. So next we move on to the nonagon and get the angle for that. So the next one is we start off with the n minus 2 multiplied by 180. So if there's 9 sides, all you do is just do 9 take away 2 is 7, and then you multiply it with 180, and that would be 1,260. So because it's got 9 angles, or 9 sides, then you divide it by 9 to find out what each angle would be in this regular polygon. So it's 1,260 divided by 9, which is 140. So that means we've got this angle now. So we just focus on these 3 angles here, which is, if you add all those 3 angles up around this little point, you should get 360. So the way we would do this one is we do 140 plus 75, add those 2 angles up, we get 215, and then we take it away from 360. 360 take away 215 is 145. So this missing angle here would be 145 degrees. So question 7 is an exchange rate question. So it says Sue bought 100 millilitres of sun cream for $5.40 in Belfast. While in Spain, she bought 150 millilitres of sun cream for €8.80. The exchange rate was £1 equals €1.07. Was it better value in Belfast or in Spain? Show your working. So I'm going to focus on the first part, which is the first sentence, which says Sue brought 100 millilitres of sun cream for £5.40 in Belfast. So we're focused on Belfast to begin with. What I'm trying to do is to see how much it would cost for 150 millilitres of sun cream in Belfast. So what we do is we start off with 100 millilitres equals 540, and then I've found out how much it would cost for 50 millilitres, which is 270. So I've halved that, so I've halved this side as well. And then I've found out what 150 millilitres would be equal to £8.10 in Belfast. Okay, next we're looking at Spain, and you can see she bought 150 millilitres of sun cream for €8.80. So first of all, we are kind of changing €8.80 to pounds. So what we do is we divide those two numbers. So €8.80 divided by €1.07, which is £8.22. So that means that for 150 millilitres, it would be equal to £8.22. So you can see it says, was it better value in Belfast or in Spain? You can see it's better value in Belfast because it's cheaper. And you'll see Belfast is the answer. So for question 8, this probability question is we have one missing here. So it says the probabilities for some of these results are recorded in the table. It's for a possible results for a music examination. And it says, what is the probability of fail? So that's the one that's missing here. So the way you would do that is just add those up. Now, so when you add those up, you should get 17 over 20. Now remember, it's a calculator paper. So all you're doing is showing in what you would put into a calculator, and you would get 17 over 20. Then you take it away from 1, because all of these added up should equal 1. So 1 take away 17 over 20 is 3 over 20. So that's the missing one for this one. Okay, so what is the probability of credit or distinction? Now when it says or, you're adding credit or distinction. We look at credit is 3 over 10, we put it there, and distinction is 1 over 20, which we put there. And we add it up, key into calculator, and you'll get 7 over 20. So question 9 is indices, and it says simplify. So first of all, we start off with the top part, which is m to the power of 5 times m to the power of 3. So when we multiply our indices together, or multiply together, we add our indices. So 5 plus 3 is 8. Then this is a division. So when we divide, we take away our indices. So it's 8 take away 2 is 6. And that's the final answer.